I have always been quite an ambitious person. I was working really hard, putting in a lot of hours at a full-time job, but also trying to build a business. I had the belief that I would be able to cut down on my full-time job and then work towards creating a full-time business. And then the pandemic hit, and my yoga business became less and less attractive as the restrictions got greater. And I started to spiral into this negative thought patterns and processes of feeling like I was a failure, and then I had to close it for a small amount of time because obviously of the restrictions, and my mental health just really was impacted. I started to suffer with really bad panic attacks and anxiety, and until I got to the point where I couldn't leave the house. I would wake up and just not really want to open my eyes. I found it very hard just to get dressed. Watched a lot of telly, distracted myself with YouTube and Netflix, just anything to take my mind off of the work that I needed to be doing. And that's tough. That's a tough place to be. And then it spirals out of control, and the biggest down point was panic attacks. I've never felt such emotion. My chest was tight, I couldn't breathe, really scary. And it's just so bonkers that it's all to do with your mind and how powerful your mind is. And it's like anything, with yoga, I'm a yoga teacher. If I want to do a headstand, I have to practice. I have to do those small exercises each day to strengthen each muscle, and it's exactly the same with your mind. You really have to put some work to it. And a friend of mine had mentioned the program, and so I contacted them and decided to be brave and try and acknowledge what was going on in my head. I think it's hard sometimes to open up to admitting that you've got a mental health concern, and the program really helped me understand that it isn't my fault. It helped me to understand where these feelings came from, why I was struggling so much. So I think the biggest thing was understanding the importance of having self-esteem. I just felt like I wasn't achieving what I should. And the program helped me to understand that it's not all about working hard, and it's about living to the things that you value and what values are really important to you, such as being authentic, and being trustworthy. And I also found out that I need a lot of sleep, and I wasn't getting any sleep. You need to put time into self-care. And that can be the most simplest of things, just having good sleep pattern, just reading a book, going out for a walk, all that kind of thing. And I think sitting down and actually working out what was important in my life made me realise that what I was aspiring to be wasn't actually who I was. And that was the catalyst for change, I think. So I think for me the biggest thing was learning about my mind and how it works and how important it is to have a positive outlook. And as I started to heal, I then made sure that I had a strict regime of I get up, I meditate, I do my yoga, and then I get showered and go to work. And it sounds really simple, but it isn't. To be that disciplined takes work. And I have days where I don't do it, and I can see the impact of that. But then as soon as I recognise it, acknowledge it and get back on it, I'm a better person for it. I think the program helps you to slow down, and it helps you to understand that what you're thinking and feeling is normal and that everybody feels the same way. Because I think it can be so intense that you feel like you're a bad person, or and it helps you acknowledge what things may have occurred throughout your life to make you think in a certain way and have a certain pattern of thought. So we focused on what we wanted to let go of and what was no good for us anymore, and then we focused on where we want to go and how we want to achieve it. And Educate helps you to realise, you know, your passions in life, what you're not living up to, what is right for you, what you value, and then how to integrate that into your life every day, so that it makes you want to get out of bed every day. It makes you want to achieve the goals that you set, and I think that has been the biggest achievement for me. So if I hit a bad day, so actually that wasn't that long ago, you know, we all have bad days. But I've actually started to look in the mirror. I haven't ever really been one to enjoy being in front of a camera. And I think since doing this program, it's really helped me see myself, not just physically, but obviously spiritually, emotionally. But I look in the mirror and I use an affirmation, which sounds really silly, but it works. I am enough, and that has been a really big one for me. And the more you say it, the more you start to build that energy and believe it. And I think this program helps you realise that you are enough. You know, what you want out of life is right for you, and it helps you identify that. So if you're having a bad day, and this has been going on for some time, not hours, not days, but months, weeks, then you really have to sit down and have a chat with yourself. You really have to acknowledge, is this how I want my life to be? Is this where I want to be in 3 months' time? And get some help. And it's out there, you know, it's not hard to find. Educate is available now online. You know, do it. You will not regret it. It will change your life, and it will give you all that you need to believe that you are enough.